particularly when you're opening a can, you want that noise. That noise just means, oh good, I get to relax. So. It feels like we should start here in Denver. So this is a great example of how European classic styles and American hops meet. So this is a French style Saison. So this would originally have been seasonal workers beer. So they would have been paid partly in beer and partly in room and board, very rarely money. So this is quite a dry style. It's got a complex fermentation character, which tends to be quite peppery. And then, of course, you're going to get those wonderful citra hops over the top. So let's make sure we get some good head on it, because that's really important. So much of the aroma compounds are in the head of the beer, so don't allow people to pour you a flat beer. So first of all, good sniff. Oh, definite Saison fermentation characteristics, some pepperiness, little tiny bit of what we call phenolics, so that's a little bit of sort of peppery, clovey note. It's got that dry, snappy, slightly astringent Saison style, but it's really lovely, soft, rounded, little bit of grapefruit in as well from those citra hops, a little bit of grassy grapefruit. So that's great beer. So, and it will have won a medal as well, so previously. I can't reveal this year's yet. On to the next one. We have Iron Hill Brewery, so they're more East Coast. They've got a couple of sites elsewhere, but they're mainly down the East Coast. So this is something that probably a lot of people would maybe slightly sneer at. It's an American-style pilsner. But actually, lager beers are significantly harder to make well than it is to make an ale well. So if you want to make a proper lager, you have to mature it for a long period of time down at a very cold temperature, because that's actually where we get the word lager from. It's from the German word lagern, which means to store. And this is an American-style pilsner. So what makes American pilsners a bit different is because you have different barley over here. So the style of barley that's used is a little grainier. There's quite often some corn involved as well, some maize, because obviously maize grows everywhere across the US. It's an indigenous plant. So all these beers have a tendency to have a bit of a bad rep, but these guys make a great one. So again, you're just looking for that nice, particularly when you're opening a can, you want that noise. That noise just means, oh good, I get to relax. So pour it out, fantastically light colour there. So that would be what we'd probably call almost a Helles colour, so light in German. Yep, it's got a little tiny sulphurous fermentation note. Very low hop. It's all about slight balancing bitter hops and a little bit of that corny sweetness, which works perfectly. That's a very, very fine example. I can see why that's won medals. And here's on to something that I think a lot of people would find slightly anathema, is the idea of putting coffee into a blonde ale. But it can work so well. And I say that as somebody, and I do apologise to the majority of Americans out there who are going to say, what? I don't drink coffee. Oh, hang on a minute, I'm British. You probably guessed that I drink tea already, that's fine. So, but I'm not wildly fond of coffee. So when it's done so brilliantly in a pale beer, it brings out all of those fruity characteristics without the big roasty astringency as well. And people select their coffee so carefully for these beers. It's really impressive. It's a complete sort of sommelier experience of watching coffee selection for these styles of beers. It's great. And quite frequently people work with local roasteries and things as well. So I think that's one of the nice things about beer is that it can be actually a fully collaborative experience, that not only do you work with your growers for your raw ingredients, but if you're sourcing chocolate for a chocolate stout, or if you're sourcing beans for something like this, a lot of people choose to support their local businesses as well, which is nice. So, oh yeah, that smells, it's really nutty. I can smell the coffee without having that kind of burnt note. It's got some fruitiness. It's also got, it's kind of got like you know, chocolate wafers. It's got that kind of aroma to it as well. It's great. Oh, the fruity broadness, it's almost peachy, really goes across the palate there. I'm not sure whether that's coffee or hops or whether it's the two of them interplaying. But that, and it's got this lovely vanillin right on the end of the palate as well. That's a really clever beer. So well done, one well from Kalamazoo. I do like the name as well, State of Bean. There's some clever beer names out there, and I like that one very much. So that's how we judge beers. We check it, we smell it, we taste it, we think about it, we write about it, and hopefully we give somebody a medal.